So what's going on, guys? I'm back with another manga chapter review of Black Clover 34, and some weird stuff is going down. A lot came out in this chapter. Whether or not you realize it or not, it seems like a really small chapter, but it's not. It's not. A lot happened. Now we're gonna start off with where we left off: Asta versus the five mystery men. Now it starts off they all try to target him with a combined attack, launching five. I'm guessing fireballs because it's not colored or anything, so we got to guess what kind of balls they were. I'm pretty sure they were fireballs though, launched directly at Aster. And Aster basically does a spinning attack to neutralize all five of the fireballs with his sword, protecting himself and Noelle. And after that, he remembers what the Master Vermilion said. He tells him that you need to be calm while you fight. Your toughness is your strongest thing, but it's not gonna get you anywhere if you're not calm. So he's like, I gotta remain calm, but I need to go wild here. So what I'll do is I'll calmly go wild, and that cracked me up a bit. I'll have to bit that. Then we see Leopold jump in really quick with his flame magic and emulsion bomb. Basically, what it did was is like it's just a really huge fire attack that broke everything up and made way for him to enter the fight scene. Asking Asta, "Is it okay if I jump in?" And Asta's like, "Hell yeah, jump in all you want." Not discrediting Asta, saying that he might not could have took him, but he probably couldn't have anyhow. But anyway, and now Asta and Leopold are fighting back to back. We actually get to see a little bit of Leopold this time. It's pretty cool. I like it. Leopold's slowly becoming one of my more favorite characters, but he's got to compete with luck. So there's that. And then he's like the five mystery men. One of them say I know the most fearsome thing is supposed to be a cornered beast, but these guys are dangerous. And talking about Asta and Leopold, because apparently their powers are so vast that they scared at least one of the five mystery men that we don't know the name of till the end of this chapter. And basically, he's like, "You're not the one, but now we'll kill you anyway." This is where it gets weird because he said you're not the one, singling out one of them. We didn't get to see exactly which one of the two they singled out, but I'm assuming it's Leopold since they were going for Leopold's brother. I think they need Asta for something right now, based on this and something later in the chapter you'll hear about. But Asta plays a bigger part here than most people would think. But I don't know how they would know to need him in the event that they didn't know that he had the power until right when they got there. But they might have heard that he had the power, then been ordered to take him with to get Aster basically, and that's their goal right now. Now, then we after he says that we see Noelle jump in with her water form Hydra's nest after they all go to attack again, and she effectively defended off all of them with her water nest. Then another strange thing happened. Do you remember the theory I came up with not long ago in the comment section? If you actually read it, basically there is a coup going on in my theory where they're trying to overthrow the kingdom, but they're actually from the kingdom itself, and they could and attack. I mean, to be doing something in the effect of working with another kingdom, basically. And then we have the fact that one of the five mystery men noticed the royalty of the Silver family. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes kind of over there, but they noticed the royalty of the Silver family that Noelle was and said, "Well, guess what? Since you're the royalty, I'll respect you and fight you face on head on with my grimoire." I don't know if he did that because he recognized that the royal family generally has a lot of power, or just out of show respect for the royal family. Maybe they didn't like the Sorcerer Emperor, but they still, have allegiance towards the royal family. I'm not sure if that is part of the coup that's going on, if there is a coup going on at all, but that's another reason that he recognized the royalty and he respects that royalty. That lends hand to them actually being part of the coup, in my opinion. And basically, the next one of the five guys used a vegetation magic, which basically we've seen plant magic in several different anime before, and this plant magic fed off of the water hydra, effectively going well over 100, oh, well over 100 feet at least above them, and and plant magic vegetation. And basically after that, the we got to cut off to another one of the guys. He's using wind creation magic that he titled the attack "Piercing Tornado Spears," and this actually made me wonder about something. If this guy has this wind magic power, then just how powerful is, what's so special about the four-leaf clover book? I'm not sure because all we've seen is him using wind magic so far, and if this other guy's got wind magic, then maybe it's only the sylph that has, or Juno, however you want to say it. Either one of them, either one of the names, but what he has as the sylph, the only thing that's important about it is the fact that it takes over and controls him when it needs to. The reason everybody wants it and is so sought after, not sure yet, but it's something to look at. It's something to look at. We'll figure out about that later. Not this chapter though. Basically the spears were too fast and they actually caught up Aster and Leopold, damaging them to the point to where they could not fight anymore, as far as we can tell. You know how manga authors like to change stuff around really quickly. But the Magic Knights then reappear, and everybody's shocked. How did you get back so fast? He's like, we used all of our power together to get back here as fast as possible. I guess you could call it synthesizing, which would lead to potentially synthesizing magic later on, which could be very vital in several fights down the road and something we should also look into. To see that, we've already got like two or three things we need to look into from this chapter alone, and I'm not even halfway through yet. And then we get to realize that the girls who basically look down on all the men from one of the nine orders of knights, they recognize the power of the men. She's like, maybe they're not useful after all. I recognize their power, but that's it. Um, and then they all was like, we're the nine orders. We're here to protect the kingdom. Of course we're gonna appear. Why wouldn't we? And we had the main guy use his Mercury power, Silver Rain again, one of the main guild dudes, I forget his name, but his Mercury Rain came down on all of them, and they easily defended it with the fifth guy using a gel creation magic they called the Slimy Salamander. This summoned effectively a huge tadpole looking thing, and then he injected it with a magic tool. It's called a reverse magic item. I'm not sure if it reverses it from magic and turns it into an actual living breathing thing, or if it's a temporary boost into something like that. It said plus something that looked like, how you draw a fish, except with the end of the tail not there, almost like the infinity sign. But he combined it with something and that magic tool to make a huge salamander or frog, and basically that defended against the Mercury Rain. When when the guy cast it and then saw the tadpole appear, he's like, there's no way you can block that until he hit the reverse magic item, and then he's like, oh, well, no, you can. Is that a magic tool? And that's all we got off of that. He's like, after that, Asta's captured. Asta was captured by the same gel magic dude and pulled toward him, and Noelle's like, stop, don't do it. What are you gonna do to it? What are you gonna do with him? He's like, laughing and mocking him in the face. Ha ha, I'm not gonna tell you. In a joking manner and a singing manner as well. So sort of like the bee from Naruto or something like that. He just joked. He didn't care about what they wanted to do, what they had to say, and he was just trolling them basically, which could lead to something like Obito as well. But anyway, Asta is then captured, and he's like, Clover Kingdom Magic Knights, burn this image into your mind. We are the White Knights Demon Eyes. This is a very weird name, and gonna be hard to say. I'm gonna have to get used to that. But their whole mission, they stated, was to destroy the Clover Kingdom. Cool, maybe, maybe not, but still, I'm going in with that. After that, we got to see that Asta has been kidnapped, is what it said. So maybe they do get away, but from what we see, they're only partially through the teleportation that the teleport guy has. So they could still be stopped within the next chapter, but in order for it to go right, and they actually said Asta's kidnapped, and I'm assuming they're going to get away with it, and they're going to have to stage some kind of plan in the next arc or in the next couple of arcs to get Asta back, because Aster is, the main character of the story. He's got to be there. He's got to be playing his part. But overall, this chapter did exactly what I wanted out of a manga chapter, especially in a fight. And, like, not many people do this anymore. But what they did was they had a manga fight, and they gave us a lot of information alongside of the fight, within the fight, without devaluing the fight, which is awesome and amazing. Not many manga authors can do that, and I really appreciate it when a manga author can do that, and it was amazing to me. And I really don't have any gripes with this chapter. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. And I mean, it didn't amaze me in any kind of way, but um, everything was there. It was all good. Like I said, I don't have anything to say bad about this chapter. That's all, guys. Peace.